Do I keep my promises or what? I certainly do. The last show I told you that my new book would be coming out. It came. Emails to a Paranormal is now ready online. Get a chance? Catch up to it. I also made you another promise. I told you that I was going to bring back an interesting guest. I did. Kitty Cat, You Can't Have That was written by Joni Mercado. Joni is an incredible person. She's going through some amazing things. I had to bring her back for you because Joni is into something brand new. It's an example of dedication, determination. My name is Vin Dacquino. Our next guest is a former guest. Please welcome again, Joni Mercado. Joni, what a pleasure to have you back with us. You've been a busy little lady. Kitty Cat, You Can't Have That was an inspiration. It was a passion. You decided that after something incredible changed your life, you were not going to quit. So you decided that you were going to write. And what came out of it is a very interesting book. Well, I want you to talk to us today about inspiration. I want you to talk to us about passion because you blew my mind recently when you sent me not an email, an email about something new you're up to.
Yeah.
Remind our audience, what happened in your life to change everything you had started?
Okay, well, back in 1990, I was coming home from work, driving home, and all of a sudden, double vision kicked in. And I didn't know what it was, and it was a little bit scary because none of us really knew what caused it. So I had several tests, and it was determined that I had one dotted plaque on my MRI indicating I had borderline MS, multiple sclerosis. And it was pretty scary in the beginning. I had to cover one eye with a patch so that I wouldn't see double. And then I had intravenous Rocephin because I had borderline Lyme at the same time. And that cleared up the double vision. And so eventually I had trouble walking, and that was in '96 after someone rear-ended my car, went into a spin, and
Wow.
I was pretty shaken. So basically, shortly after, I had a walking problem in my left leg because it was very weak. And so I went to see several doctors. They did a bunch of tests and a spinal tap, and it all turned out that I have MS mostly, and I at least had a diagnosis, so I knew what was going on, and it wasn't life-threatening. But then in '98, it became too difficult to carry on my job at work, so I went on full-time disability. And while I was home, which is the best place to be instead of the corporate world, I was surrounded by my pets, and my husband was a very good caregiver. And I was looking for something to occupy my mind so that I wouldn't be thinking of my MS. So I started writing poetry, and I wrote lots of humorous and heartfelt poetry because it was my intention to cheer people up, make them laugh, and enjoy the poetry, which is basically easy to understand. It's in layman's language. And then I tried a little bit of try to write songs, and they turned out more poetically than anything else. So I figured, no, I'm going to hold off on that for a while. And then after writing a lot of poetry and writing my book, Kitty Cat, You Can't Have That, it's a beautifully illustrated book, I figured, well, I want to go a step further. And ever since I was a little girl, I loved singing. In fact, when I was about 3 or 4 years old, I had a little gramophone, and I sat it on the window, and I put on a children's record, and I opened the window, and I sang out the window to all my neighbors who were listening to me. And that's where it all started. Then I kind of let it go by the wayside. I was, as I say, I had been working, and then I went on full-time disability, and so I decided to dabble in music and singing. I wanted to share my voice with people who could enjoy what I do, and it made me happy, made them happy. So this is my latest pursuit, and because I never give up, you know, I just keep on trying to do things that I enjoy and that other people enjoy, that the things that I do produce, whether it's book or singing, and that's been my mission, really.
Yeah, I was sitting at home on the computer when your email came in. Mm-hmm. And I've been working with a young boy named Sean Callahan, a 10-year-old cancer survivor. I believe he just turned 11. This is a young boy who faced death so many times, and kid just wouldn't give up. And I remembered the last time you were on the show, Joni, and you said, I won't give up. And I thought about what it's like to suddenly not be able to walk the way you walked before, to stand on that edge of that valley and say, what is my life going to be? In Kiss the Candy Days Goodbye, it's a story of a 12-year-old boy. The doctor turns to him and says, Jimmy, you have diabetes, and your life is not going to be the same anymore. And he said, I don't want to change. And she said, hey, Jimmy, you don't have a choice, buddy. We're all different in some way. You have to learn how to deal with your difference. Joni, you were handed a difference. What impressed me is that you didn't quit. You said, okay, I have to deal with tomorrow in a little different way than I expected to. And that's what life is. You have to understand that you don't know what tomorrow is going to be. And you have to believe in today. And that's what I love about you. And when you sent me an email with your voice, and I heard you sing, I said, oh my God, this lady is not going to quit. And I was so inspired by you. And I wanted our audience to be inspired too. And I want them to know that you didn't give up on writing. And I did bend the format of this show a little bit, because it is a show about writing, but it's a show about passion. It's a show about believing in who you are and what you are. And when Joni finished writing this book, she intended very much to go to her next book. Wasn't quite ready in here yet. She didn't stop. She found a new passion. And that's our message to you today. You need to find out who you are, what motivates you, what makes things work for you. Joni, I heard your voice and I said, oh my God, this lady is now going to go into another direction. Talk to me a little bit about your new dreams.
Okay. Well, I watch a lot of the talent shows, and I know that The Voice was something I really enjoyed listening to. And they said, and you know, if you want to be on The Voice, just send in your application and CD, and you can probably try out if you find that your voice is appropriate and you know, has...
So you began a new dream.
I began a new dream because that is my dream. And at this point in my life, at 69, I thought, hey, what the heck, you know? Anything is possible. And so I decided to...
So for Joni Mercado, life begins at 69.
Yes. And I just began singing some of my favorite songs and to karaoke music. and it was a lot of fun. So I put it out there, and I asked my friends to critique it, and and they liked it. So
yeah, well, I want you to know what happened in our household. You sent that video, and I called my grandchildren to the computer, and my wife. I said, hey, check this out. So I brought them around the computer and played your song, and they said, hey, she's good. I said, yeah. I said, this is Joni, the one that did the kitty cat book, because my kids love this book. And they were amazed that you had two talents. When did singing, I mean, this didn't just happen. Singing is something that you've tried in the past, too. And...
Oh, yeah. I did a few little things, like I sang at the UN Chapel at a couple of weddings in New York.
Wow.
And I went to the Philippine consulate, and I sang in front of diplomats, and I sang in their language, in Tagalog,
Wow.
to Filipino diplomats. And then I also sang on a flatbed truck a few years back. I was singing folk songs with guitar, but it's a little hard to play guitar now with the MS problem. But
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. And that was about the extent of it. Oh, I sang on a yacht at a wedding as well. So I just dabbled a bit, and because I enjoyed it so much, every now and then I sing. I sing a lot, actually, at home.
So, Joni, you know what I'm going to ask you next. You ready to show them what you got?
Yes, I am.
I'm glad to hear that.
It's
What songs are you prepared to share with us today?
well, the first one is called "The End of the World,"
Wow.
and it's not the end of the
And
world.
it's
but
not the end of the world.
But it's important to live in the present moment, because we never know what's going to happen the next day, or if it will be there. But I like to be optimistic,
Right.
and that's why I continue with music and poetry, to make people feel good, and myself, because it's a feeling of accomplishment. And I wanted to set an example for people who don't really, who may have chronic illness, and they may be depressed, and they are searching for something to find meaning in, and this was my cause.
Yep. And Joni, the reason I'm having you on this show today is because I want to give you the encouragement you deserve. I want you to get in front of these cameras so that when you get in front of those cameras on The Voice, you can show them what you have, and hopefully show them that there's no age, there is no problem too big to stop you from moving forward. Dream your dream. And now, sing your song. I'd like you to share with our audience. You sit back, get ready. Joni Mercado. Just waiting on the music.
Why does the sun go on shining? Why does the sea rush to shore? Don't they know it's the end of the world? 'Cause you don't love me anymore. Why do the birds go on singing? Why does the star glow above? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when I lost your love. I wake up in the morning and I wonder why everything's the same as it was. I can't understand, no, I can't understand how life goes on the way it does. Why does my heart go on beating Why do these eyes of mine cry? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when you said goodbye. Why does my heart go on beating? Why do these eyes of mine cry? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when you said goodbye.
Very nice. Well, we're not saying goodbye.
No.
Joni, we certainly do wish you luck on The Voice.
Thank you.
But we also want to hear a little more of you. I think you even prepared another song for today. Is that right? Before we go to that next song, talk to me. How has your life changed?
A lot for the better. I live in a nice place in Putnam Valley. It's rural, nice countryside. I have 6 pets at home.
And you've been married a couple years or so?
I've been married 50 years.
50 years.
To the same
married.
man, of course.
An incredible man.
An incredible man, a very good caretaker, and also very loving. And he's actually pushed me to go forward and do what makes me happy.
And it is important to understand that your life has gone through a major change. He's kind of made that change with you. So
Yes,
it's
he
important to the people around us to know that when our lives change, the people around us have to kind of change with us. And this is a message not only for people whose lives change, but for people who are caregivers, people who love the people who have changed. So we've got to understand that things can't always go the way we want them to go. And if we stop believing, we might as well stop living. We have got to take today for what it is. And we've got to create new dreams when old dreams get stomped on. You have 2 dreams. Tell me a little bit, before we go into another song, tell me a little bit about the writing. Are you going to go back to that?
Oh, definitely. I'm going to write more poetry, but I do have a sequel in mind for Kitty Cat. You Can't Have
So is it Kitty Cat? You can have that? No.
That. Well, in this case, it's quite a different theme.
Okay.
And
will it be for children again?
Yes, it will. Maybe
Okay.
a little bit older.
All right.
And it's going to be very interesting when you find out what this all leads to. But I can't tell you.
Oh, man, we have to buy the book?
Yeah, you have to.
Oh, man.
When it comes out, I'll let you know, and we'll make it available to everyone.
Well, sounds
to enjoy.
good. So it'll be another pet book.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's going to
cat.
be for children.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, now tell me about this whole singing thing. What you've done is you've created songs, very much like the one you just did, and you sent them out to people to kind of feel them out. And you've gotten some positive response. Yeah, you know, the internet has actually changed our lives completely. I'm always amazed. Years ago, if you published your own book, chances were it would never get out of your neighborhood. But now with the internet, it's a different world. I know my books are all on Amazon.
That one is true.
I get emails from London saying I read your book. You know, so it's out there, and the internet changes the way we live, changes the way we get heard. So you send these things out, and you've sent out several songs now, right? And people send you emails telling you they like it.
Yes.
Now, how does this voice thing work? Now, you send them an audio,
Yes.
and they get to hear it,
I
and
posted
hopefully
it.
you'll get past stage one, and then you get invited to send them a new one, and then they'll vote again. And if they really like you, they'll have you come there. And you're going to be patient, and you're going to believe that they're going to love it, and you're going to go, and it's going to happen for you.
I have to believe in myself first.
That's right.
I posted it on Facebook and YouTube, and my friends, I got a lot of positive feedback, and a lot of my friends who are really good, close friends, critiqued some of the things to polish up on, which every singer has to do to perfect a song. And so I've been practicing, and I'm improving.
So the second book didn't really come yet.
No.
So instead of saying, I'll sit back in my wheelchair and I'll wait until I get the inspiration, you said, no, I'll chase my other passion. Do you hear that? That's why she's here today. Because what I want to say to you is, you can't sit back when it comes to passion. You've got to have a reason to get through today. You've got to have a reason to go to tomorrow. When you become a couch potato, the game is almost over. And you can't ever quit. Dream as high as you can dream. Chase those dreams. Joni, we're going to get another taste of another song?
Sure, if you'd like.
Well, oh, yeah, I'd like. So, Joni is going to share another song with us and give us that inspiration. She's going to build so she can go home and not quit. What's the song, Joni?
The song is called Letting Go.
Letting Go. Important message here.
She takes the painting in the hallway, the one she did in junior high. That old lamp up in the attic, she'll need some light to study by. She's had 18 years to get ready for this day. She should be past the tears she cried so many ways. Oh, letting go, there's nothing in her way now. Letting go, there's room enough to fly. And even though she spent her whole life waiting, it's never easy letting go. Mother sits down at the table. So many things she'd like to do. Spend more time out in the garden. Now she can get those books read too. She's had 18 years to get ready for this day. She should be past the tears she cried so many ways. Oh, letting go, there's nothing in her way now. Letting go, there's room enough to fly. And even though she spent her whole life waiting, it's never easy letting go. to fly. And even though she spent her whole life waiting, it's never easy letting go. It's never easy letting go.
Joni, it's never easy.
No. There are many challenges in life, and I've taken on some, and it takes courage, and you have to have confidence in yourself and believe in yourself, and just about everyone has some special gift, and I would say share it with others so they can enjoy it too.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to let it go and allow yourself to fly.
Mm-hmm.
Joni, you're here because you are a flyer. You know how to let the past go, mm-hmm. and you know how to approach the future. Yeah. You're a dreamer. The world is filled with dreamers. But if you just dream, you're never going to get off the couch. It's time to be who you are. It's time to believe. It's time to fight for who you are and what you are. Joni, I can't thank you enough for bringing your courage here for us and to help us share your dream. I hope the voice hears you loud and clear.
Thank you.
May your dreams be wonderful dreams. May they become reality for you. Thank you for bringing yourself to us. It has been a pleasure to have you with us today. It's been a special pleasure to have Joni back with us. Joni, you're coming back a third time when your book is done. Read Kitty Cat, You Can't Have That. Find out what this little secret she has about her next book is going to be. And you need to read it. You need to get ready to hear Joni on The Voice. Joni, it is with great pleasure to have you here today.
My pleasure as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in. Tune in to hear more guests talk about more things for you. Thank you for being here, Joni.
You're welcome.
Well, it is such a pleasure.